Hi, this is BC Cakes and I'm going to show you how to do the beach theme cupcake tutorial. So if you have your kit, you can open it up. One box has cupcakes, the other box has the kit. The kit includes sprinkles, powdered sugar, your fondant, all the pre-cut shapes, and your buttercream. It also includes some instructions. So the cool thing about the kit is that you can pretty much do anything you want. I'm just going to show you some examples of things that you can do, but please feel free to be creative and kind of do something different if you want. But you can also follow along as well. So if you have the 4-pack kit, these are what you're going to get. If you have the 6-pack kit, you also have some of these extras in there as well. So I'm going to start with the 4-pack kit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get my powdered sugar. And I opened up my wax paper square and I'm using that as my work area, so you see it on my bottom part right here. I'm going to open up my powdered sugar, and you really don't need a ton of sugar. You don't have to sprinkle the whole thing out. Just kind of sprinkle some on your little work area, put some on your hands. It's just going to help if the fondant is a little sticky, it's going to help that. If your fondant feels a little stiff when you take it out of your bag, go ahead and just pop the whole bag in the microwave for about 5 seconds. And then take it out, and you just want to knead it just a little bit, just to kind of soften it up. You can roll it in that sugar. Alright, so the first one I'm going to work on is my palm tree. So I gave you 3 leaves, so you just have to make the little, the branch for the palm tree. So I'm going to get my brown, and I'm just going to pull a little bit out of it. I'm going to start with the ball. Excuse my hands, I worked on a cake earlier, and my hands are a little stained. They are clean though, trust me. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little bit of a stem. I'm just gonna kind of press it down with my fingers a bit. And kind of press it down. And included is a toothpick in your kit. You can use it to, if you wanna like cut off a little piece if you want. And then we're also gonna use it to make some little details. All right, so I'm just gonna make a little bit of a cross pattern. So I'm not going to press it down, I don't want to cut it, I'm just going to gently make a little indent. So I'm going to go one direction, and then I'm just going to go in the opposite direction. And it's going to give me this cool little pattern. Alright, and also including your kit is a paper square like this. It's just a paper towel. If you read the instructions, you're going to need it to dampen your fondant so you can kind of get it stuck together. So I've just put it in a little bit of water, and I'm just squeezing it out so it's not too wet. So it's just a damp paper towel. And I'm just gonna gently kind of put a little bit of water on this top piece. I'm gonna add my leaves. So I'm gonna add them in that direction, and then the middle one is gonna go right here. All right, and then if you want a taller palm tree, you can always make your stem taller, or you can kind of pull it if you want. So if you want a long palm tree, you can do that. All right, so, and then I'm gonna add probably this yellow flower with that one. So I'm gonna put a little bit of white inside my flower for the little centerpiece. So again, you're just gonna put a tiny bit of water. I'm gonna add my little ball. So that's gonna go on one cupcake right there. Okay. All right, and then the next one I'm gonna do, it looks like this. So this is gonna be our pail. It's gonna be our little pail for our sand. All right, so I have this shape right here. So all we have to do is add the little handle. And then if you wanna make the little shovel, you have colors in your bag, you can totally do that if you want. So to make the handle, I'm just gonna roll some fondant in my hand, or you can roll it on your mat. So I just want a nice thin little, and I'm gonna just kind of stick it onto the back. There you go. I'm just gonna press that down. So this is gonna be my pail, my sand pail. I'm gonna add a little bit of a line right here just on top, just to give it a little more detail. Just gonna roll that. And I'm just gonna put it right over the top, just to kind of look like it has a little bit of that edge like a sand pail would have. All right, so this is my next cupcake. So on the actual cupcake, once I ice it, I can add a flower on there if I want, and I think I'll add some yellow in the center. But the flower can really go anywhere you want. You can add it to your surfboard or anywhere. Let's see, and if you want to add any more details to your pail, you can totally do that. You can make some stripes on there. You can make some polka dots. Let's see, I think I'm gonna get orange, and I think I'm gonna make some polka dots. So I'm just gonna get a tiny bit of orange and make a ball. And then I'm just gonna kind of just put some different little polka dots on there. But you can decorate your pail any way you would like. Alright, so there's my second one. And then in our kit, I also included some, graham crackers that have been crushed, but it kind of looks like sand. So we're gonna add that to our cupcake as soon as we're done. Let's see, and then the next one I'm gonna do is my surfboard. So your surfboard you can decorate any way you want. I just wanna make a line that goes from the top to the bottom. I think I'll do that in blue. I'm just gonna roll this in my hands, press it down a bit, and I already dampened my fondant, so I'm just gonna stick that on there. And you can use your toothpick to trim off the excess. Press that down. All right, so there's my surfboard. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then let's see. So if you wanted, you can put your sun with your surfboard on that cupcake if you wanted. And then there's also these seashells. So you can put like a seashell with your bucket if you wanted, or you can put a seashell with your palm tree. So you can do it any way you want. So I'm gonna put these 3 together. So that's my 4-pack. And then my 6-pack, I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna use this round circle. It's gonna be my base. I'm just gonna dampen my base. I'm gonna add my sun and the little chunkless. I'm actually gonna put some of this graham cracker sand on this one. So I'm gonna dampen it a little bit. I'm gonna open this up. So I'm spilling it everywhere. And I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit onto the base. So if you wanted, you could make like a little towel and put your chunkless on there if you wanted, or anything you want. So I got that one. All right, so the next one is, it looks like this. It's gonna be a crab. So you have your 2 little crab arms. Let's see. And then we're just gonna add some white for his eyes. I'm just gonna make some little balls, little circles. And then I'm gonna use the brown for his pupil. And then I'm just going to dampen the sides a bit. And I'll probably put his eyes right here. All right, so I have his little arms. All right, and then I'm gonna add the shell to this one. And let's see. And there should have been some red in my bag. Let me see, where is it? There it is. All right, so I'm gonna add the little legs. So I'm just gonna make a little bit of that. And then I'm just gonna, actually, you know what? It's a little bit stiff, so I'm just gonna soften it up with my hands. Okay, so you wanna make a little V. So if you get your fondant, and I'm just gonna kind of bend it a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. And these are his little legs. Where's my toothpick? So you can kind of use your toothpick. There we go. And I'll probably go like that. All right, so there's my crab. And your toothpick, you can actually use it for detail. So if you wanted to make some like little dots, you can poke some little dots in here. If you wanted to make some lines on your surfboard, just gently make some indents. You can do that. Just gently press in. And do the other side. All right, so those are my toppers. So to ice your cupcakes, you're gonna get your icing bag. You're gonna get a pair of scissors. So if you're a little one, make sure you have an adult help you. So we're gonna cut it about right here. All right, so you're gonna get your cupcake. Just move these up just a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna get your cupcake. You're gonna start at the outer edge. You're gonna squeeze, you're gonna go all the way around and just keep going till you get to your center, okay? Just like that. All right, so you can add your sprinkles and then add your topper. So let's see, I'm gonna put my palm tree, my little flower, and then you can put your sand on there. Put your sand, and then if you want to add some sprinkles to that, you can add some sprinkles. Let's see, and then, so if you have the 6-pack, you're going to have 2 different color bags. So we'll cut that one as well. And this one I did it a little bit of a multicolor, so it has a little bit of white and blue, so it's kind of more like water. This is my crab, so I'm just gonna kind of put his little arms like that. And put some sand around him. So just make sure that you put any sprinkles you want right after you put your buttercream, because once it crusts, it's not going to stick on there. So I'm going to add my toppers. Add my surfboard. Some sand on there. Add some sprinkles. I think I'll put that one in there. Add my surfboard. Add my bucket and my flower. So if you wanted to add a little shovel, you could do that. I'm gonna put a little bit more sand on this one. Let's see, and I got one more. And these are just gonna be my shells. I'll put my sand on there. All right. So these are my cupcakes. These are just an example. Like I said before, you can do anything you want. So be creative, but here's some ideas. I hope you enjoyed the kit, and I hope you enjoy your cupcakes. Thank you so much for ordering.